This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. The pandemic, through which we've been living for almost 2 years, is something that we will, it's corny to say not soon forget. It was something we'll never forget. Many of you have lost loved ones. Many of you have contracted COVID and went through the horror that was being sick. Many of you have family members, as I do, who are anti-mask, anti-vaccine, who are waving their Gadsden flags, don't tread on me. As though wearing a mask, always have one, as though wearing a mask is some kind of tyranny, as some kind of overreach by the government to try to implement sensible, workable public health policy. And like with anything, there are people who I disagree with, who I believe have salient points, but are not fully grasping the entire picture. And that is with this call, who, we'll get to it, but I guess I've titled the clip, "The Dumb Will Die."
If you think about it, the Darwinian principle is working perfectly here. The dumb will die. And also, the people who don't take the vaccine and get COVID have a more increased chance of having their IQ lowered because the cognitive impairment of getting COVID. Read the news yourself and look in the information. The dumb will die. Look at the South. Biggest numbers. Maybe he'll get rid of enough of the voters that listen to Donald and have them die off. The stupidity of Trump. Thank you.
Yeah, listen, what this individual is saying is not untrue. Unfortunately, there are ramifications that go beyond the individual themselves who make the choice not to wear a mask and make the choice not to get vaccinated. And that's the crux of the conflict here. Listen, if you choose to not wear a mask or get vaccinated and then you die and no one else is affected other than the sorrow of losing a loved one from your family, that is one thing. I would say, yeah, that's all about your freedom. You don't want to wear a seatbelt or a helmet when you ride your motorcycle. I don't care. That's your choice. Because if you smash your motorcycle into a tree and you die, you didn't take anyone else with you. If you choose not to wear a seatbelt and you're ejected out of the windshield of your car, you are impacted both literally and figuratively by that. I'm not. I feel bad that we lost a human being, but you didn't pass on an invisible pathogen, a communicable disease to someone because of your refusal to wear a mask or get vaccinated. And that is where the crux of this is. It's not just that we should gleefully look that the demographic of the constituency of congressional districts all across the country is changing because of the fact that so many Trump people are dying. It's that they are also taking people with them. They are infecting their neighbors and their family and their friends. They are also dying. That's why the my body, my choice argument breaks down. Because if you transmit this illness to someone and they die, your rights have usurped theirs, have overtaken the reach that they should. So while I understand the logic, I disagree. And that is why it is absolutely permissible and a requirement that the government take the action that it is. I don't think they're going far enough. I don't know why there has to be a bunch of discussions about whether the FAA requires vaccine on flights. You should be mandated. If you want to fly, you have to be vaccinated. So there's not countless flying test tubes of pestilence in our air. Now, I'm talking about a plane. Anyway, thank you for the call. Don't agree, but again, reasonable people can disagree. Another call on the anti-vax movement that Donald Trump has fomented.
Hey, Jesse. My name is George. I'm in California in the high desert. which is Trump country.
George?
Be that as it may, watching your video of DeSantis and the nut job county worker, I feel like all this is traceable back to Donald Trump. He's the one, obviously, anti-vax movement has been around for a while, but he greenlit it, put it on steroids, just like he did racism. Modern racism has been around forever, but certainly he put it on blast and greenlit it beyond what anybody else has ever done. So, this whole anti-vax thing, it's Trump's doing, I feel, along with the racism and the attempts at undermining democracy. But DeSantis himself seems like a really dangerous guy because this is an educated man.
Yeah.
Harvard educated.
Yale and Harvard.
Unlike Mr. Trump, this guy is not stupid, or well, at least not outwardly. But anyway, I think that he may even be more dangerous than Trump in the long run. All right. Thanks a lot for what you're doing.
Thank you. Listen, I agree. I agree with the premise of what you're saying. There are a few points that, we're getting into fine-tuned territory because I don't believe that Donald Trump, he absolutely did give a boost to anti-vax groups and that outlook. He also absolutely made racism acceptable again in the Republican Party, like outwardly, but it's always been there. What he has done is made it acceptable to talk the way they talk, to believe the way that they believe. He made it where there were dog whistles on Fox News before. Now they're just open about it. So Donald Trump made it socially acceptable. And I don't think it was even through the attack on political correctness, whatever that means. I think that's just being polite to people, being decent, not being an asshole. But he certainly has created an environment, especially where it relates to the anti-vax thing, where people who were already skeptical, they are running away with it. And then those who just want to be defiant and rebellious like a teenage boy, and they're going to do the exact opposite because you can't tell me what to do, that's what they've done. You say I have to wear a mask? I'm not wearing a mask. You can't tell me what to do. Oh, you're saying I need to get vaccinated because it's going to be good for my health? You can't tell me what to do. I'm not going to do that. Because Donald Trump has the mind of a child, he has infected the Republican electorate. Even some of the reasonable ones now are radicalized. There are fewer reasonable Republicans than there ever have been, and that number is dwindling as we speak. Sad times. Absolutely. Anyway, wear a mask, get vaccinated. It is safe. It is free. It is effective. Your balls don't swell up. Nicki Minaj. Idiots. Anyway, I'd love to know what you think, especially if you dissent. 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for engaging with my content. Clicking the like button, writing a comment. Type out, this was maybe the greatest video on YouTube. I think that would be swell. Anyway, follow me on social media. I'd love to connect with you there. And if I bring you value, if I bring you a laugh or some information that you may not have had before, please consider supporting my work. For as little as $1.99 per month, you can become a channel member here on YouTube. Click the join button, see what's involved. If that's not your deal and you're maybe already on Patreon or you like that platform better, you can go to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. That would be a fantastic way to help support and produce my work here on the channel. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.